Hello, everybody. This is the bi-weekly Provider AWS meeting. Today is March 20th, 2020. I am your moderator, facilitator for the day, Justin Santa Barbara. I work at Google. A reminder, this meeting is being recorded and will be put on the internet. The link to the agenda is in the chat. And we do have 2 items on the agenda. Thank you, Nick. Please do add items to the agenda. Please add your name if you'd like to, though everyone here has, I did it actually for you guys. And otherwise, let's go to the agenda. And Nick, do you want to bring up, well, the 2 issues, I guess?
Yeah, so we don't have to do like a super detailed review here. I just want, in general, some eyes on this. And then I had a specific question about the first one, but I'll just kind of talk through what they are. So the first issue, 84.926, is, open it up. So basically this is when you set up a service in a very specific way. So I've so far replicated this on the version, very old version. So after this meeting, I'm gonna try to do it on master just to make sure it's still relevant. But I think it is just kind of glancing at the code that is still in the master branch. But it's when you set up a service with extra security groups. You have 1 extra security group, and extra security groups, you have load balancer source ranges set up. So then the service will create a security group for the load balancer, and then it also has extra security groups, which will attach, and you have, say, 1 in there, which will attach to the load balancer. And the core of the problem, at least in 1.12, again, I got to confirm this in a much newer version, but core of the problem there is that the order of the security groups is, when you query it from the AWS API, sometimes you get the extra security group first, sometimes you get the other one first. And we have some code that, for example, you'll get a warning in this old version if you have multiple security groups attached to your load balancer. And so it just, parts of the code where it's passing security groups and trying to, for example, when it adds ingress rules into the node security group, like the order matters there, and sometimes it's just using the first security group and doing some comparisons there, and so it seems like we need better support for multiple security groups. And Justin, maybe you can confirm if this has actually been worked on in recent versions, but most of the code that I was looking at was still there.
To my knowledge, it has not. And yes, I think, I don't want to say working as intended, but like the intent of that warning message was because we were assuming there was only 1 security group. And we therefore took the first, actually we take the last one, it looks like, but whatever. And so but we basically take the 1 security group and we warn if there is more than 1, and if there's more than 1, we're in trouble. And so yes, that warning is working as intended. There we go. The warning is flagging up that the code is insufficient. And so yes, we do likely need some way to guarantee that we choose the Kubernetes security group as the one that we are managing when we are managing one. So
right.
For example, like to exclude the additional security groups. So so we should keep the warning and try to make sure that the warning never fires, because once we've crossed out the extra security groups, then we are back to just 1, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to try to, after I confirm it's still an issue, I'm going to try to propose a fix for it. But
we could also tag we can tag security groups, right? Yeah, so we can tag the security group with a owned directive. which I g- w- I would assume that extra security groups are not going to be tagged with an own directive, but maybe that's not true. But we could tag it with a new one, like the one, to say like this is the one that we actually are managing in the I guess AWS Cloud Provider, or we might want to make that more specific, like the service controller. But whatever we could tag it with an additional tag saying like this one.
Yeah.
I feel like
The
skipping
other
extra is an easy way to do it.
the other weird thing that we do here is or sorry, the weird thing about this setup in the issue is that they've used their node security group or the instance security group in the extra security groups. So there's a, if that one gets chosen as the one, so it does this kind of comparison between the load balancer security group and the node security group, and sees it's the same, and then it just doesn't do anything. But at other times when the order is switched and the node security group and the second, then it does add the rule to the node security group. So maybe we should just find that case if you're, I mean, do we want to outlaw that case, or that could break?
It's not clear to me why they're doing it. I can read through the issue.
Yeah.
I feel like we should probably just make sure first that when normal extra security groups are applied, that we don't like pick them up, right? That we don't get confused. And then like the whole like, but what if you use the node security group as the extra security group? Or what if you use the load balancer security group? Or what if you use the Kubernetes one? What if you go and annotate it back? Like, I think we can leave that till later.
Okay.
People could really like mess with us here, but I feel like there are many ways to mess with us. So we'll just assume good intent when people are annotating their services.
Well, in the very least, we can at least detect it. If we know that it's going to be broken, we can at least detect it and print another warning message that gets lost in the controller manager logs.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that the intent is that we can't protect against everything, but we can certainly make it that if we're able to get the logs, that it is highlighted very clearly that something very naughty has happened. But yes, I think like there is clearly a bug here, which is like we never anticipated in that loop that was highlighted by Gianetto in the issue. We never anticipated there actually being more than one security group, and extra security groups are clearly going to have more than one security group. So yeah.
Cool. The other one was just, it's an issue that I think I just want your review on it at some point. So I just wanted to bring it up again. You probably will remember it. It's the health check one.
Yes.
Where
I keep looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it here, but if you have time in the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, I will try. Did we ask? I can't remember where we asked last time. Did we ask for a test that like would?
We did, yeah, and he said he would do it. He did respond to the issue, so I can ping him again and just kind of.
Yeah, and I can also look at it again and see if I can. Like try.
Yeah, if you've already looked at it actually, and that's where you're at right now is just that we need more tests, then that's fine. I'll just make sure I ping him. Yeah,
and the goal of the test is to make it the scenario very clear. It's not that we want like more test coverage, right. And like it's that it's a little like, ooh, yeah, there's some definite like combinations of cases where we need to like make sure that we have it all thought through, and having the tests will help us review that and see that it's done.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's all for me.
Wonderful. Thank you. I don't know if anyone else has any other topics on the agenda. I haven't seen whether anyone added any. Yes, Peter, you added one or two maybe.
Yeah, one that stems off of another. Basically, the ALB ingress controller, there's like a V2 version that supports grouping ingresses so that you can have multiple ingress resources represented by one ALB, which is useful across namespaces. And that has been implemented in this V2 branch for a while now, but there hasn't been a release, a V2 release. So it's been quite a few months. So I'm just curious what the status of that is and if we could move it along.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to my coworker who goes by Moonfish. His name is Yang Ying. He's the guy who works on the ALB ingress controller. I'll see what the deal is and if there's going to be a release soon, and I can kind of poke him and see if we can get that to happen. The other thing is that I was going to mention is the authenticator issue that you were running into last week. I know I talked to my coworker and he was going to look into it. He was working on a pull request, I think.
Yeah.
You saw, or you're involved in that. I think I was supposed to review it, but I haven't yet. Are you on top of that, or?
Yeah, the pull request looks good, and
Okay.
It fixes my problem. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll try to get that merged. He's on vacation right now, so I'll see what I can do. But it might be another week or so before we can actually get it merged. But and then I didn't get a chance to clarify anything about the E2E tests with China and GovCloud. If you want to just like remind me what were you interested in that for cloud provider tests or something else?
That was for COPS specifically. There's areas of code where we kind of assemble ARNs or do things using features that aren't supported in certain partitions. Like Route 53, I think GovCloud recently added support for Route 53, but you can't use alias records.
Okay. So
that was an interesting edge case we ran into. So it'd be nice to be able to test these sorts of things ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then I guess unrelated to E2E, I know that we have like AMIs that we publish in every region, but we don't publish them in GovCloud. So it'd be nice to kind of expand support for that as well.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull that action item up and keep on it.
You're muted, Justin.
Thank you. That means I was not muted before, I guess, but whatever. The issue you actually linked on the AWS ALB ingress controller, it does look like Moonfish said that he will be back on to continue V2GA shortly. So that's some good news there. He had previously been on something else. Okay. I think the third item on the agenda is the one we just discussed about E2E testing in China and or GovCloud. Yeah, it's also for the images are also there's a subproject of a SIG cloud provider called Image Builder, which is also spinning up and will also be publishing images, maybe publishing images, certainly heading in that direction. So great, that's the end of our agenda. I don't know of anything else. Is there anything else? Otherwise, I wish everyone a very happy weekend. Stay safe and healthy, and see everybody in 2 weeks. And Nick, do let us know if there are demos, or Peter, that you want to do.
Sounds good. I have just some casual stuff after you stop recording.
Okay, great. Stop it.